What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. I do apologize again so much for the delay. It looks like we're running like 20 minutes behind schedule. I was somewhat receiving some technical difficulties with my computer, so I'm borrowing currently my roommate's computer. But let's go ahead and get to it. So I'm going to get right to what this Sunday stock talk is. For those that are joining us for the first time, I want to thank you guys again for putting time aside and watching our videos. Pretty much what this Sunday stock talk consists of is we're pretty much going to be recapping last week's trading, talking about our best practices, talking about our mistakes, and then we're also going to be talking about this upcoming week and what to expect. It pretty much just gets us ready for the week to come, and we perform these Sunday stock talks every Sunday, usually at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. So today we are about 20 minutes delayed. And then the video, once it's done, it simply just uploads onto my YouTube channel, which if you miss anything, then you can just later catch up on it. So other than that, let's go ahead and get right to it. We had an amazing week last week. I started the week off kind of like on a rough note because of the hold that I had to do with a certain stock because of this restriction that my account was put through. But other than that, we had a pretty successful day, especially on Friday with my Fidelity account. I ended up trading very well. With my Robinhood account, I did just fine, nothing crazy. But again, it wasn't any day trade that I was able to do because with my Robinhood account, I was swing trading JNUG. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. I'm not too sure if you guys heard the news when it came to just the attack that was that occurred on the London Bridge and stuff like that. So I do want to, in a sense, for all those that are watching from London or anything like that, I really don't know what it is to say. It's just a really horrific attack. But other than that, I really want to make sure that we focus on this upcoming week. In a sense, continue to motivate one another. I look forward to Mondays so much, and it really comes down to because I get to work with each and every one of you guys. We have or some of you guys have normal jobs. I have a normal job as well, and it's what enables me to have this stable source of income. But now day trading creates this source of income that, although I only do it for about actively 2 hours every single day, there's a lot of back work that I do, right? It's a lot of studying, a lot of analyzing, a lot of planning, and a lot of time I like to dedicate to not only my business when it comes to TechBot Solutions, but the series of other businesses that I have. And it's something that I aside from running my businesses, aside from working, aside from being a full-time student, aside from being a boyfriend to my lovely girlfriend, I look forward to Mondays, although I have to wake up at 6 o'clock or even 5:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I get to work and I get to do what it is that I love, and I get to help so many people and just network. And it's this whole environment that you're just sharing ideas and you're just going back and forth with people that share the same interest as you. And that's the whole point of our group. That's why I look so forward to Mondays. That's why I look so forward to, working. It's 2 hours, but with these 2 hours, this is kind of where I let my hard work play off, right? We do a lot of work in the back end, analyzing and planning and stuff like that. But when it comes down to this two-hour market open, that's when we get everything done. That's when we kind of, put our hard work and kind of let everyone know, well, this is what I've been working for. So that's why, sometimes we say, okay, well, we made $250, in 15 minutes. Although, that's a glorified kind of yes, my account increased, $250 between that time frame. I would have not, been able to, in a sense, properly execute that trade if it wasn't, the back end work on analyzing, identifying the potential and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that. If you guys are new traders and joining us for the first time, congratulations. I think you've picked an amazing community, especially for those that are starting out, and even for those that are experienced. You guys definitely provide a great quality that we appreciate so much within TechBot Solutions. And that's why now within every moderator within each group chat, right, I've directly contacted, if you're an approved subgroup within TechBot Solutions, I've contacted you in effort to recognize at least one individual every single day. And the reason I want you guys to be recognized is because you guys are putting a lot of hard work, and especially when starting out, sometimes you guys are not seeing the return you guys want. Yes, you might be seeing that consistent 2 to 3 to 4% return, and that's great with this $1,000 challenge, but it's difficult. And I understand, especially with a smaller account, if you're trading with $1,000 and you're seeing that 2 to 3% consistent return, that's $20, $30, and there's a lot of work that you did in the back end. You had to wake up very early in the morning and you had to identify a potential, set up a plan, and it can be a stressful, time. And that's why this payout is so good. But in the long run, the whole plan is not to make the most money you can right now. but to learn as much as you can, to minimize mistakes, to minimize risk. So later on, when you have an account that's, 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 with that same type of style of trading of the 2 to 3% return, instead of trading with $1,000, you'll be trading with 10 and locking in $200 to $300, or, be locking in, $5 to $1,000, whatever it is. If it makes sense to you on how you can, in the long run, make a career out of this, and it makes sense to you, and you first get into simulation trading, so getting your feet wet, making sure you have no real monetary risk, and if you're doing well, and if you're really learning, and if you're really enjoying the environment that this group promotes, or just that trading exposes you to, meaning that you get to network with such motivated individuals, and we're all across the world. I'm here in Gilbert, Arizona, but I'm originally from Orange County, California, and when I go visit, there's so many people that like DM me and message me, letting me know, hey man, like let's hang out. And that's so amazing that, obviously, like I'm kind of like the picture of TechBud Solutions since I started it, but a lot of you guys have been having so many great ideas, and one of those great ideas are, having local meetups and meeting up with these people face to face, right, in a safe environment. So meeting up possibly, at a, what's it called, Starbucks or something like that, and trading in the morning. It's such an amazing thing to be able to share with someone, that it could really take you to the next level. It could build this, in a sense, competitive environment. It can have that, enable you to, create, a buddy directly through this platform, and one that gets you and keeps you, up to date and in contact with, what they're doing, what you're doing. And although I want to make sure that I, have that same, in a sense, relationship with each and every one of you, with the rapid pace that this group is growing, and in no way do I want to like say that that's an excuse. And I'm trying my best with everything that it is I'm trying to manage. But I want to continue building my relationship with each and every one of you guys. But I'm not kidding you, maybe like 50 to like 80 or even like 150 messages altogether if you include emails, around 150 like emails, direct messages through the Facebook platform, through group chat, through GroupMe, through Instagram, through YouTube, and it becomes very overwhelming. And that's why I'm trying to build this team of people that support me, but as well can properly express what it is that I'm trying to promote within our group, and that's providing a supportive community. Again, we're just a platform where we talk about our best practices, so what we do good when it comes to trading. We talk about our mistakes in a sense to expose you guys to what we've done to, in a sense, and what we've learned, from our mistakes, so you guys don't have to repeat that and lose money. And then we provide kind of just, again, best practices and potential platforms that can be useful to you. So we provide tools and resources, and it's again, it's all just exposure, but it comes down to you as the investor to put time to effort, to put time to work, and to really set up a game plan on how you're going to be successful when it comes to day trading. And it does take a lot of time, and it does take a lot of work, but it's something that I look so forward to, because although it is very stressful, although it is very time consuming in the back end, when it comes to actively trading, when it comes to waking up in the morning at 5:30, although, I'm still disoriented from, the 4 or 5 hours of sleep that I got, I'm super motivated and super pumped that I have the blessing to do what it is that I love every single morning, and I get to work with so many motivated entrepreneurs and investors, because that is what each and every single one of you guys are. You guys are so motivated, and all the messages, I swear, like, just think, and some people don't think my following is huge, and I understand that. Like, I have a little bit over 22,000 members within TechBud Solutions, and that's, motivated people. And then I have a little bit over 20,000 subscribers within my YouTube channel. And I think that's ridiculous. I think that's huge. And I never had a huge following within any other social media platform. And some question that I get asked a lot is like, how did I grow, my organic following? It really came down to just trying to help people, because that is really what I enjoy to do, and to provide a platform that I wanted to create, and a platform that I've always wanted to create. It's a platform that removes all the BS of, being, so just prestigious, being so, like, all that BS of making it difficult, and making it simple for everyone to understand, providing a supportive community that if you make a mistake, that you're not frowned upon, but that you have a group that's there to support you, to continue to motivate you. Because even in those, hard times, it really comes down to those that overcome those difficult times, that really see success. Success is not always monetary, but it's whatever you formulate success to be. So if success is, again, spending a little bit more time with your family and less in the office, if your success is, being able to buy whatever it is that you guys are, working so hard to do, have a plan, and have and identify, what's your motivation. And then with this upcoming week, set up a plan on what it is that you want to achieve. Treat it as an actual job. Although we want to make sure that it's fun and stuff like that, you have to understand this is a real market. 90% of the people that trade in it lose. So how are you going to be different? How am I different? I feel like I'm very conservative with when it comes to my actual trading. I cut losses as soon as I can, and I lock in profits consistently. At least those are my best practices. It doesn't work for everyone, and a lot of people are better momentum traders. A lot of people are better swing traders. This is the time, as you're starting out, to identify the type of trader you are. And the best way to do so is with a platform that you don't have to pay for. And what I mean by that is TD Ameritrade offers an amazing simulation trading or paper trading platform, which does not offer any upfront cost nor monetary risk. What I mean by that, they give you $200,000 to trade with fake money with real-time stocks. So you get real-time experience, although it's not real money. Just imagine if you were trading with $1,000 and see the percentage increase that you see within your account on that day, and see in the long run, as you continue to save your money, how you can really treat this as a career. But the only way you're going to do that is if you treat it as an actual job. If every single time you day trade, every single time you wake up at 5:30 in the morning that you're planning out your trades, that your goal is, for me, to lock in $250 every single day. And I have about, well, now with this Robinhood challenge, I have more of a now 60 to 70% success rate. When I was trading with my $25,000 to $30,000 account, when I had it in Robinhood, or now that I have it in my Fidelity account, I see more of a 70 to 80% return in my, not return, I'm sorry, success rate. When it comes, because I lock in profits so consistently, and because I cut losses so quickly, and I don't worry about my PDT rule because I have over the $25,000 limit. But it's something to work forward to. If you don't have that, in a sense, blessing to be able to day trade as many times as you want, then work towards it. How are you going to save money? And you have to start now. You have to understand that just because you don't have it now doesn't mean that you can't have it later, but it's something to work towards. And I want you guys to understand that. Other than that, I'm going to be answering some of your guys' questions before we do these technical analysis within the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. And I'm going to be sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm going to be talking about. But I want to answer a couple of questions that you guys might have. So give me 1 second, and then I should be able to see them because I don't have access to them right now. So I do apologize for that. Oh. So I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. It's been very busy for me. But other than that, I'm super pumped. So Justin says, well, Ricky, I don't have 25K. I totally understand that, Justin. And like I said, it's something to work towards, although it's a lot easier said than done. It comes down to saving. And like I said, even with myself, with how much things I have going on, and I don't necessarily need the stable income. It's something that I want to have, and it's something that I'm willing to work towards. And if it's something that you really want to experience and have, then you just have to work towards it, and that's really just it. So, and one of the questions is Danny Kim. Ricky, for your $1,000 challenge, you are only day trading 3 times a week, right? Yeah, and that goes, this $1,000 challenge that we started, it accommodates this Robinhood account. So it accommodates 3 day trades within a 5-day period at an average rate of growth 2.34% for those 3 days. So 7% a week, and then 28% to 29% a month. And you'll grow with your $1,000 to $20,000 within 1 year. Yes, it is a lot of work. Yes, it might not be the actual reward that you guys want, but guys, with $1,000 to $20,000, that's a lot of money. I don't care, who it is that you are or how much it is that you make. From $1,000 to $20,000, that's huge. And for those that see value in that, great. And for those that don't, that's you. But it really comes down to understanding, the power of compounding interest and the power of saving money and how much you can actually make that dollar grow. Right plan when you have, proper rules. And are my rules going to work for everyone? 100% no. They won't work for everyone. But that's why we have 22,000 people plus within this community that you can share your best practices from, and that you can learn from, and that you can preach your best practices too. And that's why it's such, I think, a powerful community, but it comes down to you as whatever it is that how you like to utilize. It can be a worthless community because, like stock twits and all that other stuff. We're not telling you what to trade. But again, we're not here to manipulate you. We're not here to benefit off your losses. And I hope you guys understand that. This is really just a platform that me and the moderators, all we do is restrict any like spamming, any manipulation, or any, you know, just negative feedback. And all we do is we try to promote a supportive community. That's all this platform is. We're enabling and establishing different features for our future platform. But other than that, that's all. That's these 22,000 people that see value in TechBud Solutions. That's why they joined. That's why they joined, because they see value in the power of networking. And it comes down to, you know, understanding the importance of, you know, exposure. And you as an investor have to make sense of that exposure and identify if it's something that is worth value to you. And if it's not, then you don't have to use it. It's that simple. And it looks like you guys are like recommending a lot of stuff. So, you know, that's the whole point of it. So Prodigy 1 says, some good advice is don't start with anything, just practice by writing down the number and seeing if you can guess when it will stop for about the next 2 weeks. Yeah, that's a way of doing it, but I think, you know, with this TD Ameritrade account, you know, the simulation trading, it doesn't require any, you know, money. So why not just actually trade real stocks? That's just my side. Like, you don't risk anything. You simply have to create an account. So for those that have access to that, you know, why not just go for it and get your feet wet when it comes to, you know, this paper trading. So Bobby Deck says, due to my schedule, I cannot day trade in the US markets easily. Can I day trade from the US and other markets, London, Tokyo? Yeah, I mean, you can day trade as long as it's tradable within whatever brokerage company it is that you're using, then you can use that. Ricky, well, there's a fly here. It's like, Ricky, can you trade live every day so we can see how you trade? It's something that I've actually been doing, and that's by Muhammad Rashid. I apologize if I chopped up your name. But that's something that I've been doing. I've been going live and I've been talking about my whole, you know, during pre-market hours. If you guys see any of my videos, I upload twice a day, Monday through Friday. And it's because I go live for the first about 30 minutes of the market open, but I'm actually live, you know, 20 to 30 minutes before the market's open, analyzing stocks. So I'm sharing everything that I'm thinking, I'm sharing all my plans, and I'm sharing, you know, my trades. You guys usually don't capture every single trade of my, you know, from buy to sell. But then I make a follow-up video, again, just recapping my day, talking about my best practices, talking about mistakes. And if you guys suggest any helpful video, meaning that if you guys have a question on, you know, that can be useful for other people, I make a video answering that question and stuff like that. So it's very simple. I usually go live for everything that I do. So thank you for that recommendation. But I do go live Monday through Friday every single day. And that's at usually 5:50 to 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So Ricky, how can I join the GroupMe? That's by Tanish Jindal. You simply, once you get accepted to the Facebook platform, again, the link is provided for you down below. Once you get accepted, on the top pinned post, you simply click see more, and then you have access to all the GroupMes, the group chats. The swing trading group chat is currently still full, and I'm still working on that one to expand it to allow more people. So Greenlight says, I've been loving our live morning tech buds. I watch it every morning, and I actually see you so active within our community, Greenlight. I don't know what your actual GroupMe name is, and I'd like to actually know who you are, because it just says kind of more of your username. So go ahead and message me, direct message me within the TechBud Solutions GroupMe, just so I can say what's up. It says, everyone, don't forget to hit the like button. I appreciate it. That's by Jacob Herrera. Appreciate it, brother. This is a good question. Michael, man, dude, I'm sorry. I'm going to chop up your name. So Michael, and I know you know who I am, or that I'm talking to you. Also, can you set a stop loss and a limit buy at the same time? Well, if you're using Robinhood, no, you cannot. One, then you have to cancel the other one, and then, you know, re-enter it. So I want to make sure that's it. So that, yeah, you guys understand that. Where's your platform, Ricky? That's by Angel D 1120. So I am working on it with this. I am working on my platform. I have 4 developers that I'm working with right now, and they all go to ASU, I believe. So I wanted to kind of like in-house my platform. And something that I've been talking to the guy that's really helping me out, James, is just I've been at least checking up weekly, seeing how the progress is going. So by this midweek, I'm actually going to be able to see the actual platform for one of the first times, and then we're going to have a landing page so you guys could subscribe to it to get updates on how the website is doing. And we're going to choose about 200 to 300 people that are going to be our beta testers, in the sense that you guys just simply use our platform, give us some feedbacks, and let us know what you guys think and how we can improve it to make it, in a sense, more beneficial and more personal for you guys. So I'm super pumped. It's something that we've been working on for a really long time, and we just want to make sure that it's not just like every other networking platform that the messages out. We're just coming up with all these different ideas, and we have so many people that are being so helpful with this process that it's been great. People have been messaging me on different things like t-shirts, and that's something that you guys really want based on that, or just different like merchandise and stuff like that that represents tech buds. And that wasn't a huge thing that I really don't care too much about clothes, and I didn't want to make it very expensive. I just wanted like it to feel good. I shop at H&M, and it's because it's not expensive, it feels good, and that's just me. I'm not a very materialistic person when it comes to clothes, and I wanted the clothes to be comfortable, and it represents that. So I have Sergio, my roommate, and I'm working with other people, and someone just messaged me also within the group me, said he's a graphic designer, came up with this super cool design like that had my Corvette, and now I'm working with him so we can grow off of that. And it really just came down to people messaging me, and there's so many other people that I'm trying to work with when it comes to different parts of this community, and it came down to them simply messaging me, again, telling me what they can do for me, and then I'm telling them, okay, well, let's work together, and this is what I can do for you. And it really comes down to something so simple like that, again, identifying potential, setting up a plan on how you're going to do it, and then executing. They saw that, that I had a need. They set up a plan on how they could help me, and, they executed. And it's that simple. You can use it with multiple markets. H&M goes hard. Yeah. Jacob Rico and Juan God says that H&M is dope. Well, yeah, I kind of think so too. Let's see. I would love a Tech Buds tee. How about a good logo? Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Trying to read all you guys' questions, but there's so many that are coming at the same time. Are you a Tim Sykes challenge student? I have never used Tim Sykes for any of my stuff that I've learned. Macy's is better than H&M. Taxes. I've been getting a lot of requests to do a video about taxes and stuff like that, so I'll be sure to make a follow-up video on talking about like how you guys can file taxes on the gains that you guys make and stuff like that. So I'll definitely work on that. I know that's been a very requested video. It's just there's been so many things that I'd rather make that can help you and benefit you guys right now than later on and stuff like that. But I'll 100% make sure I answer that question. So we're kind of getting to that point where I want to start doing these technical analysis and stuff like that. So another one's like, can you share how your Thinkorswim platform is set up and charts and all? So Marco B, 100%. Yes, I will make a video on that. I'm not using my computer, so this isn't exactly my layout. So the reason I took so long is because we had to like download and all that with TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform on this laptop, but I'll for sure make one. And if you remind me, Marco, direct message me. I know I've been messaged so many times about this. Direct message me, and on my live video tomorrow, just remind me to actually make this video. Yeah, so this last one is like, if you're in contact with the GroupMe, can they raise the member limit for the chat? That's, again, something that I'm working on. All right, guys. Again, you guys are like talking, I think, a little bit too much about like Tim Sykes, and I don't like subjugating or talking bad about anyone. It's just I didn't use his service, and I don't want people, like, this isn't a platform where we bash others, right? We're not here to make ourselves feel better by bashing others and stuff like that. Whatever it is that you believe about the certain individual or myself and stuff like that, you're more than welcome to share it. But again, if it's something negative, then why are we even wasting our time talking about it? Unless it's really there to benefit someone or you're giving your opinion to help someone else out, then yes. But other than that, you're your guys' time is so valuable, and that's one of the biggest things that I didn't understand when I, initially started with, all this thing that or everything that is that I do now. And it's your time is so valuable. Like, don't waste it. Hating on people, like wasting it, like on time on things that you don't really like benefit yourself from. And what I mean by that is you guys are watching this video because you guys are different, right? There's 252 of you right now that are live with me, and it's because you guys want a different type of lifestyle, and is you like showing or like you act in a certain way or kind of like everyone else and kind of just talking to talk, and not dedicating time to something that actually has value. You have to understand that if you want to be different, you have to act different, and your actions have to represent the type of person that you want to be. So why waste it, doing things that have no true value to you? And I just want the best for each and every one of you guys, and dedicate that time to people that you love, things that you see value in, and enjoy life. That's really just it. But you don't really benefit from talking bad about anyone. I just don't see the value in that, and I don't find I find my time to be very valuable, and I don't want to waste it. Just kind of throwing it away. And I hope you guys see that, and I know you guys will later, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be extremely successful. All right. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. So I posted about maybe 2-3 days ago what you guys wanted me to perform a technical analysis on for this Sunday Stock Talk. So next week, for those that want to have a say on what it is that we're analyzing and identifying potential in. So I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. I'm going to be showing my whole thought process on what I see potential in. The top 5 stocks for this week by far was CYTR. Another one was AMD, NAK, JNUG, and LINU. So those are the 5 top 10 stocks within our Facebook platform, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can simply see that. And it really came down, like I had no say. I actually didn't even vote for anything. Let's go ahead and change this. Whoa, I don't like this computer. Whoa. This is like the new MacBook, and it's kind of frustrating. But right here we have the CYTR, AMD, NAK, JNUG, and LINU. Just because I made a good amount of money on JNUG, I'm going to vote for that one. So we got 38. But again, that doesn't do anything. There are a couple more options. AMD, because Bank of America rated to buy. Oh, that's actually good. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. But let's focus on these top 5 ones. And there's a bunch of different options. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys that requested this. So let's go ahead and get to it. So CYTR. Again, I'm going to be showing my whole thought process. Please understand that this is just me talking about, what I see potentially. In no way should this, in a sense, influence what it is that you guys want to trade. And it comes down to you to being the final decision maker on what it is that you invest in. So let's go ahead and get to it. So AMD, I'm going to hide this. And wow, this is definitely not my chart setup. Let's actually do it right now, because this is not how I have my account set up or my chart set up. This is my buddy. So this is level 2, right? So you can see where people are buying and selling usually when the market is open. You can click edit study real quick, and I'll make this very quick for you guys. Where'd it go? Studies. You can click edit studies, and I like RSI. Again, as that's one of the criteria that I follow. So we'll go ahead and enter that. There we go. And then SMA, and we click on daily SMA. And again, this is just me on what I like to see. That was wrong. I have to move this down, and then, oh, there we go. I want it to be, whoa, what the heck? My goodness. This is ridiculous. Let's see if I can hold and drag. There we go. So they're both under the lower quarter. Oh my goodness, but it's showing a line. So again, this is my friend's computer. This is why I don't like using this. So we'll go ahead and exit that out, but that's usually how you edit or add the study. The RSI is really one of the biggest things that I like to focus on. SMA and EMA are to show signs of upward momentum. And what I mean by that is, you want to make sure that you're buying a stock when it's rising, as in like, when it bounced here when it had a huge pullback, bounced at $10.57 and started to rise. Once it broke above like 1060, that indicated that it was a good buy. So buying in there, and that's actually where I bought in on Friday for AMD. If you guys followed me on the group chat, and based on the previous support that it had here at 1080, that was a slight resistance. But at the end of the day, it ended up hitting the second resistance, which was an old support. If you guys can see, an old support was at 1090, and again, that was about a day before this one, and it became a new resistance. So what we know, is a very popular trend is old supports become new resistance levels, and then once it breaks above that support or resistance, it becomes a new support. So AMD and kind of what it is that I think about it. So if you guys don't know too much about AMD, let's see if we can still capture it when it had that huge drop. And what I mean by that, with that huge drop that it had, no, I have to go a little bit further back. It's the advanced micro device incorporated. So all that really means it's actually a company that's partnered with Apple, and it released after it released its Q report, had a huge drop from its previous price at $13 all the way down to $9.90. So it had a huge drop to null support, and then it started to rise so it really stayed pretty stagnant for a couple days, for almost the first week, and then it really started to rise, hit a resistance almost back at where it was, and then had a huge drop again, and it was just overhyped. And is now bouncing at the support at like 1055, which tends to be, if you guys focus in this area right here, it tends to be a solid bounce from 1050 to a resistance at like 1160. So that potential for profit, let's see if I can actually calculate that. No, let's go to drawing tools. Come on, let's see if I can get this. There, we can calculate that percentage growth. That's 9.4% if you use this as a swing trade. So what could be a good, what could be a good plan for AMD? Well, something that I see value in is that, especially at this low point at like 1050, 1060, that's a pretty strong support. Obviously, there's going to be a resistance at $11, so we might see a little pullback. But overall, like long run for AMD, 1050 seems to be a pretty solid support, and 1160, it tends to be a solid resistance. So again, better buy point here, better sell point here, and this RSI indicator is indicating that a little bit closer to this lower point than this high point, meaning that it's more on the oversold side than overbought, and that's just another indication that we can see that it's showing signs of a potential upward trend. But if you can see, it's kind of been a little stagnant. Let's go ahead and do this 5 day 5 minute candlestick, and again, it bounced again at the 1057, hit the resistance at $11. And is it 100% going to go above $11? No, but if it does, from $11, it can have a nice little rise to this resistance that it has at 1140. So that's an average growth of, or a growth of 3.36%, which exceeds that daily profit goal of 2.34%. So this could be something to look out for. So I'm going to set the alert on my buddy's computer. I'm going to go to create alert. And when it goes above $11, but also we want to know that the current support right now is about, resistance is about 1090, and support's going to be about 1080. So we want to know that if it breaks below the support. So this is definitely one that I'm going to follow up on, especially if there's not a lot of stocks that are going to be, if there's not a lot of stocks that are playing out the way that I thought, then AMD can be a little bit more of a safer swing trade if I don't want to waste my day trades. But actually, I wasn't even supposed to be doing AMD right now. CYTR, I apologize, guys. I just realized that. Let me hear, or let me see what you guys have to say. Oh, it looks like you guys are just. Oh, what software am I using for this chart? I am using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. Looks like you guys are just having a fun time back down there. Oh, that's not a good thing that we want to share. Okay, let's go to CYTR. And I'm guessing, wow, this is huge. It had a huge drop, a huge pullback to its 60-cent support. Again, this is a stock under $1, so this isn't necessarily something I trade very often. But based on this huge pullback, that's definitely a huge area of opportunity for myself. So if you see that CYTR was showing consistent signs of upward momentum or an upward trend, hit a resistance nearly at that $1 mark, at $9.95. Had a little bit of a pullback before, it was at 75 cents, hit its resistance at 95 cents again, and then had this huge drop. Now has a support at 60 cents. So now what's to happen, right? What are we going to be expecting? Well, this increase that it had from this 50 to 90, almost 100% profit happened in 3 days. So that's huge. So that's, wow, that's like 33% growth a day. Now it had this huge pullback to, again, an old support. So if you guys see that from here, that was an old support right here. So again, old support. Where was the old resistance? Well, it used to be at 70, but it's above that now. So again, I'm just trying to identify, support and resistance levels. So it looks like every 10 cents is really where it has its supports and resistance. But it definitely has that potential to continue rising back up to, this 95 resistance. Realistically, I'm thinking it's a safer bet to be around like 85 cents is a better ideal sell point. But that's still huge. From the 70-cent mark, I would actually expect somewhat of a pullback because those that held overnight are going to want to cut losses. There's going to be a lot of panic sellers. So this is a huge area of opportunity where you might want to capitalize on. So this is where I'm going to set my alerts. I'm going to set my alerts if it breaks below this 60 support. So great call, guys, that you guys called this one out. And again, in no way was I most likely ever going to trade this one if it weren't for you guys because of the exposure. But does that mean I'm solely trading this because you guys told me to? Heck no, I would never trade based on what anyone told me to trade because they're not the ones that are going to make the decision on where I choose to invest my hard-earned money. And that's what I want you guys to understand. If you see potential in something, then you set up a plan for success. What I mean by that, this is the whole point of this Sunday Stock Talk because we talk about, how we set up plans for success. So in simple terms, let's make sure we go here. Had a support here at 60 cents. Now it has a resistance at 72 cents around there. If you can see it bounced there before. And it has a support here around 67 cents. So I'm going to set my alert or I'm going to follow up with this one. I know where the overall support is, right? Where it initially bounced at. I know where the current resistance level is. So I know that if it has a drop, that it most likely will bounce at 60 cents. Does that mean that when it's at 60 that I try to buy in? Well, no. If you guys know anything about me and how I like to trade is I like to buy at the bounce, meaning that once it does end up bouncing, I wait for 1 to 2 candlesticks to actually show that it's showing signs of an upward trend. And in doing that, I, in a sense, ensure that I'm buying while it's going up rather than when it's going down. And that's just me. I don't want to get in at the lowest point because then with this, Robinhood challenge, I can easily stop loss out because I like to cut losses right below the support. And again, that's just my style of trading. In no way do you guys have to do that. So I'm going to wait for somewhat of a pullback or either a huge spike in volume. If I see this really reacting during pre-market hours, then we'll talk about it. But other than that, I think we're most likely going to see a pullback to be back at around 60 to 65 cents and hopefully a bounce from there. But until I see more of an upward momentum, as right now it's hitting more, the top point of an RSI. What I mean by that, it's showing more that it's overbought than oversold, meaning that it's kind of hit its resistance here. We'll most likely see a little pullback, and then hopefully it's closer to the 30 RSI, meaning that it's more on the oversold side that I can buy and then sell for a profit as it's rising. But again, this stock is trading a little bit below $1, which is a little bit under my comfort zone. I like to focus on stocks that are a little bit higher than $1. So let's go ahead and see what you guys want me to analyze next. AMD, we did that. NAK. I'll remove this level 2 because I don't really care about it right now. Had a solid support at like 150 pretty much. It did go a little bit below 150, so 148 to lows of 147, but pretty solid support. So I think the reason that they talked about this one is due to the overall analysis of it's usually well above 150, meaning that if you look at this analysis of this graph, it usually holds well above 150, so it has a lot of potential to rise back up. But again, it hit the support, right? It's at the support. So I don't like holding penny stocks overnight, and this definitely falls under the almost just label of a penny stock because of how low the value is and how much it can move. But this can definitely be a good day trade. It definitely does have potential. It looks like it's kind of plateauing, so it has more of a support here, and hopefully it continues to show signs of upward momentum as it shows that it hit 160 after market hours, or 156, highs of 160. So if we continue seeing this upward momentum, then it has its first resistance at about 175, so that can be a good sell point, good resistance. A good entry if it continues to show signs of upward momentum would be anything around, for myself, around 150 to 153. Once it breaks above 153, it looks like that can be a solid sign of upward momentum, and that's that simple. So I'll definitely follow up with this one. You guys chose really good stocks, man. I should always just ask you guys what you guys see potential in and then make my own analysis, because you guys definitely find huge movers, which I appreciate. JNUG is more at the resistance, as you guys can see, based on this simple, 3-5-day analysis or to 5-day analysis. 5-day analysis, the support is closer to this like $15-16 area. That's why I called it out. I think it was on Friday or on Thursday. I called it out that it was at a really low point, and I saw the potential in it, right? And no way do you guys have to. But it looks like it has more of a resistance right here based on the previous 3 days. But it can simply be showing signs of just consistent upward momentum, and especially because of the news that happened in London. It can continue to rise. I mean, when there's bad news within not just our economy, but around the world, it can show uncertainty of, everyone's economy, because it's like a domino effect. So if we go back a little bit further, we can see that JNUG is pretty much at a low point. It has a lot of margin to continue to rise, but not 100%. You never know exactly what it is that's going to happen. But we're just going to have to continue to follow up with this one. This could be a good mover because of the news that happened, and maybe we can start hitting this $18 resistance. So it does have that nice margin of profit. So what is that? I got too close to the edge. It's about 6%. So again, more than that 1,000. So it looks like it currently has a support at $17, as that was the old resistance. So like we know, old resistance become new support levels, and then the old resistance now is 18, so that's most likely going to be the new resistance. So I'll follow up with this one as well. So great pick, guys. JNUG and LINU, last one. Do remember talking about that one, LINU. Okay, so it showed this consistent signs of upward momentum, and now it's showing a downward trend. Is that surprising? No, not really. I mean, it looked more like a pump and dump anyways because of how much it was increasing and because of how low the volume was before. So I could almost promise you that, other platforms are like heavily just talking about a specific stock, and that's what caused this huge increase. But it looks like it had an earning call as well, which didn't look like it went that well anyways. But now it's just showing a consistent downward trend. It does have nice little bounces, but is it worth the risk? I mean, that comes down to you. It doesn't really show that potential for me because of it being below $1. It moves around a lot, and it's more consistently showing signs of a downward trend. Does it mean that it's always going to continue to go down? Well, no. It looks like there's an overall support at about 16 cents, but I definitely don't want to ride it from 40 cents to 16 cents and lose 1/3 of my account value. But that's really just it, guys. And again, for those that are going to be joining our group, once you get accepted to the TechBot Solutions Facebook platform, let's see if it loads quick enough. Again, on the top pinned post, you simply, again, pinned post, you click see more, and these are all the links to the group chats. It's that simple. You just agree to the terms and conditions that we have up here, and that's really just it. And again, this is our YouTube channel. If you guys can subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it. If not, then you definitely don't have to. But we do go live, as you guys can see, like every morning, and then we do an analysis video. This was yesterday's video on talking about how to use my primary pick checklist that I created. It's an Excel file and the $1,000 growth plan. But I upload again twice a day, just like I said, and then I upload helpful videos to help accommodate some of your guys' questions. Other than that, I think we are all set to go. Thank you guys so much. There's so many of you that are watching right now live, and it's amazing that you guys put so much time aside and and just dedicating to my content. And although some of you guys don't like me thanking you guys so much, and some of you guys just really are motivated to get started, I'm super pumped for this upcoming week. I'm extremely tired because I tend to work the most on the weekends. And one quick thing, for those that really want to see success, this isn't 100%, but I tend to find myself to work more when others don't. And that's, I tend to work longer hours, which a lot of people don't. I choose to involve myself in a lot of things that, although I have a stable job that I make and a good enough, living off of, I'm a full-time student, why overwhelm myself with day trading with, my real estate investment properties, with the series of other businesses that I have? But it's because I want to be different. And if you want to be different, a good way to identify yourself as, if you're doing the good thing or doing something good, is when you're doing something in a positive way that others aren't, meaning that, you're saving money when others are spending it, when you're working, on the weekends when others are not. Although that might not be the position that you can possibly put yourself in because you guys might have a family or whatever the scenario might be, I completely understand. But just know that when it comes to like knowledge and learning, and when it comes to like just really wanting to grow as an individual, be willing to dedicate time into what you see value in, and give it all you have. It's definitely been one of the most rewarding years of my life, and it's for this past year, and it's because of this group, because of this community. We've been, in a sense, just running really like actively. We're at 1,000 members as of the beginning of this year in January. Now we're at 22,000 members. That's huge growth, and it's because I started daily uploading on my YouTube channel, and people really saw value in that, and people really enjoyed it. And now we have this amazing community that not only do I get to share with each and every one of you guys, but I've been receiving a lot of messages that now people are sharing it with their coworkers, with their friends, and now they have their own little competitions and their own, own community going on. And that's huge, to have that domino effect on other people in a positive way. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to tell you what to trade. I will never tell you what to trade. I'm not here for anyone, or I'm not here to provide a platform for other people to tell you what to trade. We're not here for that. We're here to learn and provide a supportive community to help others. So I hope you guys see the value in that. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Enjoy it with what it is that you choose to, dedicate your time to. Be up 30 minutes before the market open, because we are going to be going live, analyzing and preparing our trades. And do your 15 minutes of work and do your 20 minutes of work too, of analysis and identifying potential and setting up your plan. Again, we do have the PVP checklist to manage your risk and stuff like that. It calculates all that for you. And again, that is under files in the TechPub Solutions Facebook platform. If you guys want to know how to use it and don't know how to download it, the video I uploaded yesterday will explain all that for you guys. If you guys can share this video with people that you think can benefit off of it, or just at least share kind of a summary of it and kind of what it is that we do, make sure that you have a buddy, if you can, that joins you in this whole, knowledge, just experience when it comes to developing yourself as a trader. Because I can promise you, having that, backup of an individual personally to always be there to support you and motivate you, you will, I think, be more motivated. And I think you guys will gain a whole different type of experience when having someone personally there for you. I hope one day I get the pleasure of meeting each and every one of you guys. That would be a true blessing. And I am going to Spain in what is it? June 15th. So in about, 11 days. Holy moly, I need to get my passport. So I'm going to Tucson tomorrow to get my passport. But that is all. For those in Spain, hit me up, direct message me, and maybe we can meet up. And I'm going to be going with a couple of YouTubers over there. So I'm super pumped. Thank you guys again for watching. Hope you guys have an amazing week and amazing weekend. Stay safe, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys.